Republicans and Trump won because of things they would say. I think Democrats lost because of things they would say. And the things they would say is you have to believe this nonsense.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
Yeah. And everyone knows it. Everyone, even the people saying it's true. 100% of people knows it's not true, but they're just trying to get you to repeat it.
Yeah.
You know, I lived in a lot of liberal cities during this time. I just refused to go along with it. And everyone would be like, one-on-one, be like, yeah, I agree with you, but in groups they wouldn't say it. It's like everyone's telling Trump support people that are still hanging on to Trump. So.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Hey, one person here. What up, dog? Got my shit going again.
People who, and this is why Trump's coalition, despite what they'll say, MAGA's fine, it's not fractured. You know, CNN says 100% of MAGA Trump.
Sorry, not believing your own eyes. 100% support MAGA. It's just like, no, we can see that.
Bro, this dude Jake is talking to got fired off the news for exposing Pizzagate and shit. Fucking insane.
I think you've done such a good job reporting this. The initial news report I saw, I think that's the first time I saw it and actually looked into it after that. You just did such a good job, and you were just asking questions. You think you were like showing the sign that was the pedo sign that they used. You showed some of the bands, I believe, that played there. And why don't you tell about some of these?
Hey, two people, welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
Yes.
God bless you guys.
So the Pizzagate story, the reason it came to me is I had a long career before
Pizzagate.
covering stuff that people wouldn't cover. And so I had a huge social following. In fact, I had the largest, by a measure of 10, the largest social following of any local news anchor in America.
10?
Yeah.
So that's like a
It was massive. We had 500,000. The next closest person to me had 32,000.
Yeah, that's like a small
For a local
$500,000. That's crazy.
And I was like, even at the time, I had more
mainstream.
Anderson Cooper had at the time.
Wow. And you were a small, like us.
Yeah, like the mobile, really, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we also had a huge audience of people around the world because as part of I'm kind of the OG of independent journalism, right?
Yeah.
Me and Alex Jones, but I would say Alex is less journalism, even though that's not a dig on him. I'm not even, he does a great stuff.
You're investigative journalism. He shoots different
Yourself.
shows. Yeah. And I like Alex. I have disagreements, I've got arguments with him, but
Same.
Overall, I respect him.
I do too. And I think the more you go back into the history of what Alex Jones has said, the more you can respect him. Yeah. Because again, he's been very.
I think he got a little bit broken over the lawsuit and stuff, honestly. So
who wouldn't?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm being too hard on the guy. I think.
Bro, Alex Jones got sued for like $1 billion fucking dollars.
To say he go.
Yeah, $1 billion. How the fuck you pay that off?
Pushes to fake wars with misinformation.
Well, and all the COVID stuff. Like
sell everything you own. What the fuck?
Thanks for watching Fight Back Podcast. If you like the show,
I love you, Jake.
Subscribe or share the video. There's also
Jake old as fuck now. That's a man.
But
You should watch this motherfucker fight.
So I had a huge following of people, and so probably about 3-4 months before I actually even did the story, I had thousands of messages from people saying, "Hey, cover Pizzagate, talk about Pizzagate, investigate this thing." And I kind of looked at it and kind of looked into
Hey, people in here, welcome in, guys. Hope you guys are having a good night.
Honestly,
God bless you guys. Come learn with me about some PDF files.
This is not real.
This is horrible shit in the world.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton's eating children in the basement of a pizza parlor. Like,
say what?
Blood sacrifices. Like, it's not.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, 28. I got a pack of push back. Hang on, guys. Hang on, just to get a like. If I get a hit, come on, guys. To get one subscriber at least. Come on, guys. Get in here. I love you guys. Hope you guys are having a good night. I wish you guys nothing but health and happiness for you and your family. Hey, there. I was Pokeball.
Brought over from Ohio in Cincinnati.
Oh, I got excited as fuck. That was a master ball. Still dope. I'll count that as a hit.
Video views.
Hit that subscribe, guys. I love you forever.
Of that
I will love you guys forever.
Incredibly successful.
Talk to me. Get in the chats in here, guys.
We
Get in here.
To this story around this Pizzagate thing. I had not covered it, and I'm working at CBS. And then one night we do a story because the way that a lot of stations will get their stories right is you have something called a news feed.
Yeah.
So it comes from the Associated Press or Reuters or a combination.
Oh, can I stand you what you want to cover?
Yeah, CNN. Well, they not only what they want you to cover, just they make stories available to you.
Okay.
So you're paying for a news service.
Yes, they give you options and you pick what you want.
Yeah, and they're covering that stuff, and you're paying for the service. And so CNN and AP were covering a guy who went into a pizza place with a rifle called Comet Ping Pong Pizza, who shot up the place, and it was all because of
I
a crazy
forgot.
online conspiracy theory called
Hold
Pizza.
on.
Then CNN reported that this Pizza theory was originally propagated by...
Get in here, 500
Go back and look it up. This is not made up. It was propagated by Macedonian sheep farmers who were attempting to destroy her reputation before the election.
Who posted this?
CNN. This is a CNN story. You can still find it in the archives.
Oh, that's awesome. I gotta look this up.
Macedonian sheep farmers were the original creators of Pizzagate.
Wait, real quick.
That's
what did the guy
crazy.
shoot that
What?
Came in? How many people did you shoot when you went to shoot a pizza parlor?
Nobody. Yeah. Originally, they said he shot up in the air.
Yeah.
Then when you look at the actual police reports, he shot a computer.
Shot a computer.
That destroyed the hard drive. Yeah.
Destroyed the hard drive of the computer.
Of all the things you would shoot, I want to see those kids. Bam.
I think he was shot by police afterwards.
He was not shot. No. It was actually, it was even worse. It was better if he'd been shot. Just kidding.
What? Jesus, just kidding.
Instead, he was charged, and then in order to not serve jail time, he had to come out and basically apologize and blame the fact that people had talked about this online as the reason it drove him to this insanity.
Fuck that
and
guy.
therefore he was apologizing.
Hey, welcome in, guys. Hope you guys are having a great night. God bless everybody in here.
Conspiracy theorists had done to him.
So he had to teach us a lesson.
Yes.
Interesting.
If you talk about this, you're part of the problem.
Yeah. So he shot the server and he goes and gives an apology.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
To not get jail time.
Okay. Yeah, who didn't even get jail time. So it's almost would seem like someone could have sent him in there to do that. But that would be a crazy computer.
Just
yeah, right.
Didn't even jail time. A deal works out.
Yeah, exactly. He got a deal. So, and again, the trade was to say,
that's crazy. Not so crazy jail time, because how they want to just completely destroy everyone. It's almost like a deal was made. Anyway,
exactly. So, because we did that, and so I'm anchoring the CBS in Atlanta, and I'm reading this story on air. So the way the stories are written, when they come down from AP, they write them.
So they just send you the story and you just read it real quick.
Yeah. I mean, a producer's just going to copy and paste.
They just send you the story.
That kind of
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to read what they put up. And then CNN had done this also. And then one night I'm reading on air about the Macedonian sheep farmers, and I'm like, okay, this is
that sounds
crazier than what people are saying.
That page isn't cannibalizing kids.
Yeah, there's no way Macedonian. So then I said, okay, I'm going to look into it. And so I started researching it. Started going on. I put online, I put up a couple posts saying, okay, online people, I'm going to start looking at this thing. Send me what you got. Craziest stuff?
Yeah, thinking, all right, this is going to be stupid.
Yeah, let me see it all. Because I know.
Turns out, fucking horrific.
Children. And by the way, she was. I do not believe that part of it.
Not Hillary Clinton.
No. But, and with the Epstein stuff now, who knows? It's actually gotten
dirtier jerky.
But it was like
tied Epstein into this afterwards.
Exactly. So let me see what you got. We'll start, looking at it. And the first thing I found was that Pizzagate, of course, did not come from Macedonian sheep farmers. So as a journalist, one of the first things you want to do is you want to source, where's this original source of this coming from? And that was pretty easy to find, and people know it now, but at the time, no one had reported on this. Mm-hmm. I was the first person to report on the fact that it came not from the Macedonian sheep farmers, but from John Podesta's emails that were...
Oh, so that wasn't known at the time? Because that's common knowledge now.
Yeah, everyone knows it now.
Wow.
Yeah. No one had talked about the fact that these came from his emails, or the fact that it came from his emails with links.
We know these are true.
That's crazy as fuck.
John Podesta was the campaign manager for Hillary Clinton. And he's one of the most powerful people in D.C.
Yeah, he and his brother Tony.
Yeah.
So they're both D.C. lobbyists, and extremely powerful, extremely well connected.
Yeah.
Guys. So it originally started with his emails being hacked, or now what I've actually heard too is that it wasn't that they were hacked. It was that he left his phone in a cab in New York, and that someone who got a hold of that phone passed it to someone who passed it to someone. Eventually, it got to WikiLeaks. Mm-hmm. And WikiLeaks, when they saw it, took the contents of his entire email box.
Fuck, that's
they
insane.
dumped them online, and they dropped 50,000 emails online. That's where it originates from.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that John Podesta is a pedophile.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying that. Saying, where did the Pizzagate story come from? That's where it came from.
Yeah.
First. Then, you say, okay, so then how do we get to pedophile stuff?
From emails, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just emails. He never talks about molesting children. Well, what you find is that it was actually self-proclaimed pedophiles on 4chan and 8chan.
This is insane.
Who were the ones who first alerted.
Oh, that's who first. Because I was wondering who went and deciphered because pizza is code word for pedophile. The pedophiles use it. Actual pedophiles went through it.
So pedophiles who made this started talking about
insane.
it on chat rooms on 4chan and 8chan. And what they said was, has anybody noticed that in the emails that WikiLeaks put out for John Podesta, that he's using the language we use? Now, I would also say
pedophiles
2016
caught a pedophile.
Virtually no one let's say 2015, virtually no one in America the average person had ever heard that cheese pizza was code language for child pornography.
Yeah.
Right? People just did not
Never
know.
heard that until Pizzagate, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're a pedophile.
Unless you're a pedophile.
Exactly.
Pedophiles do use that language.
That makes sense that they would have been the ones.
And they were the ones who alerted it. So then the next thing I did was, okay, so you have two, if you're tracing this journalistically, you'd say, okay, well, now I know where it came from. It did not come from here, it did come from here.
That's
How do we
big
get
difference.
the pedophile stuff? It did not come from here, it came from here. So then the next question is, so is that true? Because I didn't know if that's
Yeah.
true.
It's important to check that, yeah.
Right? So next thing I did was went in some chat rooms or chat looking for pedophiles. Is this true? Is this language you use? Is this how you communicate? And 100% of them were saying.
It's sick that you
So
can
we do
go on these forums and the pedophiles have these chats, by the way.
Well, and it would be much harder to find now. Again, it's weird to say this, right? Because you would think it's 2026, that was 2016, 10 years? 10 years is a long time in technology.
A
You
decade,
just think about
bro.
the fact that in 2016, Instagram did not have video.
Yeah.
YouTube had blown up, but it was not near what it even is right now. Facebook, the first year of Facebook video was 2015.
Wow.
Right? So even just in terms of online, the online world was very different than it is even today. And chat rooms, obviously, you can go back even 10 years before that. So you go 2016,
20 years back,
2006.
then it's really, yeah.
Yeah, that's how people communicated online. It was primarily on forums and chat rooms.
Yeah.
No one's on forums anymore, right? That's very rare that you find
That's
people.
right. I used to remember we used to be looking forums, like when I was in fighting, I go to like the fight forums to see what people are talking about. I haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not
old,
how
man.
people really
You
communicate.
forgot all about that.
That's how you know we're old.
And so these guys would be on their forums. This is how they hide and talk about stuff. But of course they all talk in code language,
Yeah,
right?
because you can't talk about little boys, so the cheese pizza, hot dogs, I think.
Hot
Right?
dog was little boy. Well, cheese pizza is just child pornography in general,
Mm.
and then you have pizza slice is a girl, hot dog is a boy, pasta. There's all these different.
Ice cream worms, that was used a lot in Epstein
Ice
fire.
cream,
It seemed like we were using it. They were definitely using it for code, but I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll get to that part
Yeah, I get it.
because it does morph a little
If
bit.
we want to do this, then tie into that, yeah.
So so then when you find that, okay, so then that all makes sense. Again, correlation does not equal causation.
Yeah.
Just because it is true that pedophiles talk this way, it is true they use this language, does not mean the journalist is using the language they're using in the way they're using it.
But he was definitely using it for code, for sure. You said
Certainly
earlier
was.
was apps and all kinds
Handkerchiefs.
of weird. Well, recently I went through the Epstein files for him, but we'll get later. But there's all kinds of, I don't know exactly where John Podesta used it, but he used it lots of weird ways, right? Because I haven't really actually
Lots of weird ways.
lots of those emails.
Lots of weird conversations about pizza, lots of weird conversations with different people. And one of the people who's
Weird is
involved
an
in those
understatement.
conversations is a guy named James Elefantis who owns a pizza place. Would not be unusual for a guy who owns a pizza place to have emails about pizza. Would not be weird at all.
No.
It's the quantity of emails going back and forth.
And
It
how
is
they're used.
How they're used. It is also the fact that Elefantis was named, and we talked about this in the original report, as one of the 50 most powerful people in Washington, D.C. Now you're like, well, that stood out to me because
He's a pizza place owner. Does he do anything
in
else?
a strip mall,
But you know what give you power?
Yeah.
If you have little boys and little girls.
if you're connected to those powerful people in ways that feed certain appetites. I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying that would give you power.
Lindsey,
That would make you powerful.
Lindsey Graham would love him.
Yeah, you would think.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, I think that's where you start to see in a city with a president and an entire administration and all these members of Congress and members of
This
the
guy
Senate.
is that powerful. Yeah.
He's one of the 50 most powerful people. A guy who owns a single pizza place. That makes sense at all. So there's a lot of just weirdness, and then the other thing which we do not go into in the actual report you saw.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that original report. You will not see that there was. The fact that we had gone through, because people were sending stuff, James Elefantis' Instagram at the time,
This is where it gets weird.
and it's weird.
It's really weird and dark.
And we do not put any of that on TV.
So you didn't even post that. This stuff is crazy. Like I don't even know how to talking about like kill rooms, torture rooms. Like put pictures of little kids looking tied up. Just the most sick.
He has a picture of a little girl on a ping pong table with her wrists taped down, and she's smiling, and it's some little, I don't remember what the caption was. He explained it later and said it was a family friend, it was a child of some family friends whatever. Okay.
Look at the comment section, right?
It's super. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, all the people are like just weird, tons of weird comments on all these kid things. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
I would think just the comments freak me out when I see those.
Well, and he had a picture of like a little.
Imagine if it was your like little cousin and a bunch of your friends were making weird like sexual jokes about it. Like, no, that wouldn't be cool.
If it's a family friend. So you've got these friends, they have a little daughter, and you said, you know what would be funny? Let's do a picture of her with her wrist taped down to a table. Who thinks this is funny? Now, it doesn't make you a pedophile.
Yeah.
But it certainly makes you have a bizarre sense of humor and a perverse sense of humor to find.
Fuck yeah, it does. Hey, 11 people in here. God bless everybody in here. Hope you guys are having a good night.
And I think what you
hit that like and subscribe. I got one decimal rival. Let's see if I can get in.
Within his post.
As soon as I get bring up that charge
I
box right there.
Get
in here, guys. Join my cult.
Instagram and stuff had very similar types of stuff.
That is correct.
I don't fuck my cult members, I promise.
You look at patterns and you
Oh,
look
here we go.
at
fucking Nido King will take it.
At one point, Elefantis even closed his Instagram because he was getting so much heat.
Yeah.
And he changed his profile picture and he changed it to a.
God bless everybody in here. Hope you guys are having a great night.
Who represented child.
Wish you guys all health and happiness.
Right. So it's almost
and
like
your
controlling
families.
people at that point.
You can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
I think it's also really important, the sign of the pizza thing. I think you covered this in the thing. It literally means, it's like a pedophile sign.
It's a boy love.
That same sign is on Buddha Donuts. They might have changed it up in Oregon,
Really?
Portland. And I think there's been some other things mentioned weird about the spot. I don't know about it to get into detail, but I remember seeing it up there and it kind of freaked me out because it was after the Pizzagate thing. It was still up. I think they took it down now.
Yeah, we talked about the symbols because the FBI had, going all the way back to like 2007, they had a list of symbols that they would look for.
Yeah.
And we talked about the fact that bands who would perform at Comic Ping Pong Pizza, a couple of those bands have songs where they talk about pedophilia, and they have the child.
The symbol.
You could
triangle.
argue they wrongly put the thing up or like maybe made a joke, but bring in bands, the joke about.
Hey, enough thumbs up. I love you. Thank you for whoever did that. I love you so much. God bless you. God bless everybody in here. Hope you guys are having a great night.
Triangle inside the
My
triangle.
camera
Boy love
is
symbol.
fucking up. There it is.
Because again, even within pedophilic circles, you have different symbols and words for different things. It's not just one thing. It's easy for us to talk about pedophilia.
It's a jerk trained to weird to different. They're into weird. To them, it's different. To us, we're like, oh, they're all sick and, but they might like little boys, little girls, whatever they're into.
Right. Exactly. So there's a lot to it. Michael Tracy, we'll talk about him throughout this thing. I'm not going to bash Michael at all. I think he's a stand-up guy to come.
I don't agree with him on his position, but you know what? I don't hate the guy, so I'm not going to battle.
I don't either.
I think his position's wrong, but like.
Yeah, we did an interview. He came and talked about it, and I think he actually articulated his.
Hi, Brianna.
Pretty well.
He's an intelligent guy, yeah.
He is. He's a smart guy. He's too smart to not believe this stuff, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
But I think he's a contrarian.
Getting paid.
He's a contrarian.
Some people want to argue that. That's it, yeah.
I think he is. I think that Michael looks for wherever he wants to go, he wants to go in a different direction, which I respect. Except for the fact that there's too much evidence.
But this is just too serious, that's the thing. Which is real quick back to the bands. Imagine if you had a business and a band doing pedophile stuff. What would you do? I would kick them the fuck out. I would get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, go and geek.
Maybe you didn't know it was pedophile stuff. Except for the fact that the symbol on their drum is the same one on your logo outside.
But I saw, I'm not sure if this is true, but I saw a video that was showing one of those bands and they were like talking about it. Again, I don't know.
After the fact.
I can't say for sure if that was like accurate, but they were talking about weird, I don't remember the details, but weird pedophile stuff at one of their shows. There's like a few people there.
Oh no, that is true. Yes.
See that?
There were two bands. One of them was called Sex Things. I can't remember the name of the other one. Sex Things and something else. But yeah,
something else creepy.
Very open. I mean, it's.
Yeah, it seemed from what I saw that they were just openly pedophiles.
Yeah, and you have to remember that within
DC,
openly fucking terrifying.
World, I would assume they don't see themselves as being
evil.
Evil.
I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they get out. Maybe that's where they use the demon. Maybe some do.
Yeah, some do and some don't. Let's put it that way. Some do and
some probably don't. You're probably right. Because I've heard like these people trying to call it like, oh, we're MAPS, minor attracted person, and trying to normalize it. There's people on the right being like, oh, pedophilia is an actual gay marriage. I'm like, you guys are retarded. And then a few years later, I go, wow, they are trying to.
So what I would describe it as, and this is true of the Epstein stuff as well, right? I keep trying to make this explanation to people because I think it's the easiest way to understand it. Is imagine you have like these rings, right?
Yeah.
That kind of ascend. So we'll use Epstein as an example because that's the example a lot of people could be most familiar with right now.
Everyone knows him, yeah.
So you have Epstein, and you have this circle of people who know him, and we will call that the Epstein files, right? 3 million documents that get dumped, about 3 million more that are still not released. But within those 3 million documents, you have thousands and thousands of people who've had contact with him. And actually, in his case, a lot of them are.
Hey, Cotton, you're back. What up, bro?
He was
looking out for this.
Yeah, I remember you, dog.
Account. Or J. Epstein.
I remember you, Cotton.
Right?
Yeah.
But he's talking to
thousands of people, yeah. Because he was trying to network connect with everyone. He was amazing at that. I'll give him piece of shit, but great at networking.
Cotton, bro, reminds me of King of the Hill, dude.
World, celebrities, business, science.
Hank's dad was named
his
Cotton.
full-time job.
I think.
Full-time existence was connected.
Not much, man. Chilling, watching some weird shit.
And to your point, he does it
remarkably well.
Learning as usual, bro.
Yeah. So he was able to do that.
Thanks for hopping on, man.
And
I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night, bro.
Says, there are a lot of people who are in this circle who are going to get hurt if their names are in it, and they're not pedophiles.
Oh, I'm sure he has tons of people that haven't done bad things.
Sure.
It's not fair, but a lot of people have done bad things.
If Jeffrey Epstein emails you, you're bad.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Right. Well, you say obviously not, but there are a lot of people who are just like, if your name's in the file.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, I agree. It's unfair that people are doing that. You have to look at it and see what context they're in there. How close are they? How many times?
And is it them communicating with him, or is it him messaging them?
Exactly.
Right? Because he can be sending emails to all these people.
Yeah.
And he can be trying to have some level of conversation. Maybe the person was like, hey, I want to invite you to this celebrity thing I'm doing. And they're like, sure, I'll go.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're going to walk in and there's a plate full of children.
Kid, yeah.
So you have that as the widest circle. Then I think from there, you have a smaller circle of people, right? And that smaller circle of people would represent people with whom Jeffrey Epstein would have communication, and then they would communicate back, and there seemed to be a lot of kind of business and
sending torture videos back and forth, that type of stuff.
Not even that one. I would say this one's just
the level out with that.
Yeah, where they're in
the inner circle, but like connection with them.
Then I'd say there's a smaller circle about that, where you would have people who are connected in terms of, hey, you like girls? Yeah, absolutely. Well, I got these girls, maybe they're just barely
a lot of it was girls like 17, 16. Jeffrey seemed to like him younger, like 13, 14. So he liked it, but he kept a lot of 16, 17-year-old girls that probably also could pass at like 18.
That's so fucking good.
Because men's weakness is hot girls.
Right.
So if you have lots of girls around, especially he wanted ones I think could like pretend like they're 18, get them to sleep with them. Yeah. No,
they were 16. Yeah. Exactly. I think there's a lot of that, and I think that circle is it's smaller than obviously the other two, but that's not a circle of pedophiles per se.
Because it's not going to freak people out to be like, oh, look at these attractive girls if you don't tell them, their age. So that circle is probably much larger.
And in some cases, you may be lying to them and saying, no, don't worry, these girls they're 18. Okay. And these are people who go to the island, and there's people who are, listen, anybody who's going to the island, and there are people who have pretended they've gone, and
they're going for
I didn't see anything, you're going there for one reason.
They're going. That's why all these guys are constantly trying to go there.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think from that level up, there's another one. Right? That's the smallest one.
Yeah.
And that's the circle that I would say is where there is young children and there is satanic ritualistic abuse.
Yeah, I thought this was crazy a few years ago, but the more I've looked into it, the more it seems likely to be real, the satanic. It's one of those things I thought, like, possibly, looking at your old thing, Pizzagate, and then I did a little more research after that, thought a possibility. But then the more I started looking, like the Franklin scandal, there's one, is it Detroit or whatever, like in Belgium, the Finder's Code, you start being like, oh my God, it's real.
It's real. It's not a huge group. So again, the mistake would be to say, well, that small circle that's ritually.
Your group is just for lots of men's weakness and girls. That's an easy way to get a big group with. It's easy,
Those people do not translate into the top circle, but that doesn't mean the top circle doesn't exist. So the top circle exists.
Hey, 3 people on here. Welcome in, guys. Hope you guys are having a great night. God bless all of you.
Intentionally thrown off is to say, so if you believe in that, then you believe that all these people are involved in that.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to force you
to be like, oh, it's too big and possible. Because it's just so dark and evil and disgusting. It's hard to imagine it's true that you could organize a group of people to do this. But the more I've researched, the more it seems. Well, there's that case in Belgium, is it Detroit, I think, where there's like 8 bodies, there's rest. I think like 20 people were killed. It was up to the highest level of the governments, but they pinned it on
Hey,
a guy
another
on
thumbs
welfare
up. Thank
that
you.
12 homes
Hit that
with
subscribe. It
hundreds
helps a
of-
lot. Thank you
Yeah,
so
when
much.
I-
God bless.
When I looked at that case,
500
that's when I go,
subscribers,
oh
I'm
my
gonna
God,
treat
it's all
myself
real.
to a
They're doing
Charizard box.
satanic rituals, and it went to the
Let's
highest
go.
level of government.
Yeah.
The police department was in on it. It would take a couple
Oh, I
hours.
appreciate that.
I
Thank you
went
so
down
much.
that rabbit hole one night, and I was just like sick and had to like stop looking at this story after spending a night researching it to try. Oh, you said
The police department was in on it.
because yeah, they went there. Someone called the police because they heard girls screaming. They heard the girls screaming, and the police like left. And the guy's like, "What are you doing?" And there's like, "No, that's like a cat or something," and just like left. And there were girls in the basement that later got killed that were being tortured.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And the girls that did survive said they were like, all the leads were there. They had DNA of like 20 men.
Yeah.
That was they moved a judge and he went to test the DNA that they had.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's insane. You have to like.
You gotta look into it.
Like, yeah, you do a segment on it. It's crazy.
Hell yeah,
What
do a
year was
segment
it
on
again?
that.
80,
Hey, welcome in, guys.
You know, maybe a little more recent.
God bless everybody here. Hope you guys are having a great night. That was Violet Base set. Let me see if I can get anything. What the fuck? A white code card. I ain't never seen this shit before. What?
People would
That's
die.
Scarlet Violet.
It was like 20 people.
Maybe there's something special in here. Let's
The
go, baby.
craziest story of all
Oh,
of
fuck.
them would have been like Finder's Gold. Once I saw that, I'm like,
Hit
oh my
that
God, this is
subscribe,
real.
guys. Thanks for the
But
hearts.
like the pattern of death. Like you said,
Fucking
you look at
nothing.
the
No big deal.
Scandal.
Yeah, Rainbow Scandals is a crazy
Super white,
thing.
super weird.
Discovery.
No.
They tried to do a documentary on the Franklin scandal. They had it all ready to go, and then it got killed at the last second.
Thanks for the love, guys. I
Someone
appreciate
took
that.
the unfinished version and put it up on YouTube.
So is that online?
It was as a
Hey, thanks, DNA. I appreciate that.
Really well done.
But
I
look
love
how
you.
heavy the media goes and shuts these stories down. That should tell you something. And,
Oh, absolutely.
well, you got
Come
fired
learn with
pretty
me about
much
these
after you
fucking
got
weird
released.
fucks
That's
out here,
actually really
dude.
important to this. You were the most popular news anchor by far in your area.
Yep.
You said initially they didn't fire you. They just took your social media.
Mine still
Yeah, so
matters.
we
I
were
love
growing
that.
at a
Yeah, it
rate
does.
at the time of 11,000 people a day
Wow,
before Pizzagate.
that's big.
Before Pizzagate. And then with Pizzagate,
You were becoming a star.
oh, it was, yeah, we were, and I was a very dangerous person because I was not following script, and we were talking about the Syrian civil war at the time and all the lies that were being perpetrated around that. And when we hit the Pizzagate thing, they used that as their excuse, and they were like, basically like, look, we're gonna fire you, or you can take down all your social media.
But that's where you're getting more reviews, correct?
Yeah. And that was the first time that I realized like the power of what the online world was doing,
Mm-hmm.
because it was like, wait a minute,
So all
so
your power.
I'm still gonna be your anchor, yes. So my face stays on billboards, yes, but I can't be on Facebook, correct.
That's
I
crazy.
can't be on YouTube, correct.
That's crazy.
So they basically, we shut it all down for a year. I had, again, family, 5 kids, my wife, I was like,
Yeah, you,
I'm not gonna burn everything down for this. For what? So I can be fired for a story that's already out there, which is still on YouTube to this day. So I said, okay. So I just kept my mouth shut and just did the local thing for a year. And then I had an opportunity with some guys when 2017, when crypto was going crazy. Dash, which was a crypto at the time, had a marketing budget and knew some guys from that. And we submitted a proposal to come back independently, being funded with that. It got passed. I went back to my bosses and said, look, you guys are actually violating my contract, right?
Yeah.
My contract I had the right to do what I was doing. And they were like, well, can you tell you what, we'll think about it. And so I left the building, and they called me in the car and said, you're fired.
Damn, just like
They
that.
don't want to expose the pedophiles.
Just like that.
All the fact checkers, it was like the fact checkers all said Pizzagate's false.
Mhm.
A couple of these guys was later convicted of like sex crimes with minors.
Yeah. Well, what's fascinating too is when the response when that story broke, right? I think overnight, and this is 10 years ago, this would happen much faster today.
Yeah.
Even 10 years ago, people weren't consuming as much news online.
Yeah.
We did 3 million views in 12 hours on the Pizzagate story when it broke.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't follow much news at the time. I remember that was my introduction to it, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is," because I had heard Pizzagate. I think I thought it was some just crazy
Yeah.
stuff. That I saw that, and I'm like, "Oh, this like,
Yeah.
I should look into this a little more."
Yeah. Yeah. And so it blew up. We had calls from Washington,
That's the
DC
dude that blew it
the
up.
next
This guy right here.
We had
Ben
calls
Swann.
from lobbyists, we had
Swann,
calls
whatever
from
his name
CBS
is.
Network. CBS Network did
He's
not
awesome.
own our station. And they were calling, saying,
That makes
took
total
them off
sense.
the air.
It's insane.
Yeah.
They have no connection.
How can you put this on TV?
Why are they able to tell you what you can put on? They
Well,
can lie about weapons of mass destruction.
Exactly. And even more so than that, think about this. The same guys who were saying take it off the air were allowing us to talk about Pizzagate when there was a guy walking in with a gun.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that Pizzagate was not allowed to be talked about. I didn't do it till they did it first. They talked about it first. But then as soon as we said, well, wait a minute, you talked about Pizzagate, so you opened the door to talk about this. Can we actually talk about what it really is? Nope, can't do that.
Nope, can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was interesting.
The power of these media companies and the control they have. It's like, you were in it. It's important. They literally got fired for the most popular story. Like, that story was insanely, your local news, it's probably pretty rare for a local segment just to go completely viral around the world.
I would say that I was the only guy who ever really did that.
And that story still pops up.
It does.
Like, I think I saw it recently, like on Twitter, someone had posted.
Oh, it's all over. Yeah. It's all over X. Like, everyone's been reposting. It's been on YouTube for 10 years. Like, where people would watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like huge, and you got fired for covering everything that's true. Did they say anything you covered wrong?
One single thing in that story has ever been. So John Podesta will say that that Pizzagate in general has been debunked. Somebody show it to me.
Yeah.
There's never been one fact in there that's been debunked.
Did they even talk about you making any mistakes when they fire you, or they're just kind of like, wait, right?
So the
Did you ask, like, why am I in trouble? Nothing's wrong.
Well, what they said was, the first thing they said was, you did not have permission to put it on the air. And I said, actually, I did. Not only did I have our executive producer sign off on the story, I actually took it a level above. I took it to our news director, who was the highest rated.
Hey, one person in here. I don't know who's in here, but God bless you. I love you so much. Hey, 2 people in here. Thank you for being here. Rock and roll with me. Hit that subscribe. Oh, nobody in here. Ah, dope.
Most of the people in there, those are good, honest people, but there's a few at the top.
Fucking one subscriber. I love you. Mindset matters.
The DA or whatever, said someone above him came in and said basically, hey, you can't really do anything to this guy. He's a
the prosecutor. Yeah, that was the prosecutor on Epstein's original trial.
So there's this level of people at the very top that steps in, like how Trump won't release the Epstein files.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And so I think when that finally happened, it was like, again, okay, so we'll just, let everything be quiet. But nothing's been debunked about it. I was quiet about it. I remember a friend of mine, so when I originally did the story, my wife and I were in total disagreement about whether or not to do this story. She
don't want to do it.
Don't do this story.
Women always want to play the safer role. I mean, I think.
She's like, it's too dangerous.
You can't blame them for it. They have the kids. It's just, they're always going to try to convince you.
Yeah, that natural instinct just. And the other thing was I was always blowing stuff up because I would talk about stuff I was talking about. And she's like, just like, not do what
that's totally understandable. You can't blame her for that. It's like, she has the kids, the safety, but it's like, you as a man, you want to some guys don't have that, but you feel like you have to push the boundaries and tell the truth.
Right. And again, I was like, we went back and forth on it. She said no, I said yes. I said, tell you what, we called our pastors who had been our friends for a decade, who were in Ohio. I said, let's call them. Let's ask them to read through the. I sent them the script and said, what do you guys think? And let's agree, because we had taken counsel from them in a lot of areas of our lives. And I said, if they say yes, and these people were different than a lot of pastors in that he had been a VP for Procter & Gamble at one point too.
Oh, wow.
So he was extremely successful financially in the business
world too, yeah.
Yes. So it wasn't just like, a guy who had never done that, And so we said, we're going to trust them. And so she agreed. And they read through it and they said, we don't see how you couldn't. Like, you can't not tell this story.
No, it's too important. Were they a little worried of backlash there?
They didn't know. Nobody knew what the backlash would be. That's why I tried to be as careful as I could getting all these sign-offs on it. And so then when everything got shut down, and then I was like, okay, I'll just, I'll take my medicine and keep my mouth shut. I remember he had reached out to me and he said, listen, I had no idea this would happen. I'm really sorry.
He apologized for getting you in trouble.
Yeah. But he said,
I believe you have been vindicated.
Yeah. 10 years later, Epstein files come out. And what do you find in the Epstein files? 911 references to pizza in those emails. And it's like, and they're talking about all kinds of things.
That's the most interesting thing we were talking before this. It's so interesting about those pizza mentions.
Yeah.
After Pizzagate went
hey, it's 11:11. Make a wish.
Mostly all stopped talking about pizza.
Yeah.
So it shows you, we can't.
Thanks for being here. God bless. Hope you're having a good night.
To me, it's the same years they were talking about it. And then this hits, they stopped using it as a code word.
Yeah.
That's massive.
2013, 2014, 2015, the majority of Epstein's emails that talk about pizza are in those years.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's
10 years that Podesta's emails are done as well. That it seems to be, it fits with that, right? And by the way, there's also, and I've been mocked a little bit by certain people for even bringing this up, but I brought it up in the original story, which is if you go back to 2010, there's a 2010 entry into Urban Dictionary, if you look up cheese pizza, where they refer to it as code language used by pedophiles.
Yeah.
And that's 2010. That's 6 years before Pizzagate.
Yeah.
Right? And people will be like, oh, well, that's Urban Dictionary. What does that mean? Well, why would it be there at all?
Yeah, like, I don't know. Obviously, someone put it there for a reason.
Yeah,
and
it's there for a reason.
And they're using this clearly as a code word.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's not going to be all of the uses. I went and looked at pizza. A few of them sound like it's normal, but lots of them don't.
Lots of them don't. And here's the other thing. And by the way, none of them are a receipt for a pizza.
Yeah. Well, also, pizza and grape soda.
Yep.
No, is it hot dogs and grape soda?
No, it's pizza and grape soda.
And they use those together.
They do, and that was new.
Who drinks grape soda?
Well,
with pizza.
I like grape.
You're like, well, wait, but it seems like it just
I like grape soda.
Weird, like that those words are always used together: pizza and grape soda.
Well, and it's interesting. What's more interesting to me in the way that it's talked about in the Epstein files is it's the fiending for.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you desperate for pizza?
Yes, and they're like, yeah, they're obsessed with like pizza, like, and other things like ice cream. Like flying ice, like they're talking about how they get the ice cream to like Paris and like.
Well, and they do that with the other one is beef jerky.
Yeah.
So this is not necessarily
Crazy.
in the Podesta email,
Yeah.
right? But in the Epstein emails, there's all these references to beef jerky, and it appears
keeping it refrigerated, like weird stuff.
well, that's super weird, right?
Because jerky, you don't keep.
The whole
Yeah,
food
it's
jerky
weird
is-
as fuck.
Yeah.
And they talk about the fact that he keeps it in a freezer. It says he has enough in his freezer to last him 6 weeks, but he's desperately trying to get more there. And then there's an email where someone is really upset because someone who was supposed to bring the jerky didn't bring the jerky, and how Epstein's losing his mind because he hadn't had his
your jerky. Yeah, you don't like obsess over jerky and pizza like this.
They're like,
That's
if you
fucking
weren't
wild.
going
That's
to
so
come, you could
creepy.
have told me so I could have had it
That's
picked
so
up and
fucking
brought to you.
creepy.
He doesn't have his jerky. He's losing his mind.
Yeah, it just
He's
doesn't.
very upset. And it's like, who gets very upset over beef jerky? And if it's really beef jerky, it's like the most easily attainable food in the world. Every gas station in America has
For real,
beef
dog.
jerky.
What the fuck?
If you're on your island,
yeah.
you can get it ordered there. It does not have to be this specially curated jerky, unless it's not actually.
Welcome in. God bless you guys. Hope you guys are having a good night.
I think
Cooks in Hannibal.
Yeah, they have some kind of connection to this. It's almost like they're like throwing in your face, mocking you, like, oh, go to the restaurant Cannibals.
Well, yeah, Cooks and Cannibals, I think, it's kind of a well-known restaurant in New York. I think they have one in
So
Detroit as well.
fucking
I know it's in
creepy.
New York. It's a well-known restaurant, but they talk about having this special jerky recipe from someone who works there.
It seems a little weird.
It just seems weird.
It's like it's on your face. Now that alone, you could be like whatever, but when you just start seeing over and over weird patterns, if it's one by itself, but like you said, they're just everywhere.
Yeah, no, it is, and I think with the Epstein stuff that's interesting too is, again, there's all these references to pizza, and when I was talking to Michael Tracy, he had said, yeah, but who doesn't? You and I probably do too. And I said, I tell you what,
Talking about real pizza.
If you search my inbox for pizza, I would bet you, other than Pizzagate references,
yeah,
I would bet you. The only time you're going to find, you might find one, maybe two emails, and it might be like a receipt from a pizza place. Here's the fascinating thing.
Yeah.
There are no receipts from a pizza place. There's no actual pizza places listed ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna search mine after because I can't think of ever emailing about pizza. Now maybe they're in there, but I can't think of any.
Out of thousands of emails, you might have. You're not going to have 900 conversations in your inbox about pizza
With billionaires, with like who really want this pizza.
Well, somebody made this point. It's not just my point. I think it's a fair one, though. They say it's also pretty bizarre that in the Epstein emails, these guys are billionaires and these powerful elites, and they're all talking about ice cream, grape soda, pizza, and jerky.
Yeah.
The cheapest foods. And it's the only food they're talking about. It's not like they're having conversation. Here's the thing, again, context, right? It's not just the content, it's the context. The context of his emails don't make sense. If you say, well, maybe he's just like a foodie, and he's always talking about food, but he's not always talking about food.
He's not talking about food or high-end food.
He's talking about this.
Here's something really interesting I saw in there. There was also the Wayfair. You remember? I thought it was ridiculous, overselling them. There were some Wayfair mentions. A lot of them were like receipts and stuff. The one that really got me, there was a delivery he got for Woody Allen on his birthday, and I believe Woody Allen and him both personally wrote about it. Billionaires don't they have assistants. They don't ask, hey, where is this? Isn't that cheap furniture too, I believe? I don't think Wayfair is like...
Well, the reason the Wayfair scandal, if anyone doesn't know what that is, and I stayed away from it too because I thought this is too...
Yeah, it just came absolutely insane, but after seeing an Epstein file, it made me think
there were these pieces of furniture that started popping up on Wayfair's website. And the furniture would be, the reason it stood out to people was because Wayfair is like famously cheap furniture.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. It's affordable. Probably is the better term they would prefer. Us affordable furniture. For the everyday person, and you order it online. And the problem was you'd suddenly have like a cabinet, and it would be like $36,000, and you're like, but it's still like a metal folding cabinet. So at first when it popped up, people started thinking that it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Right. But then they started finding like, and it was almost always like, it was never like a rug. It would always be like some kind of a storage cabinet or closet, portable closet or something, a trunk, and it would have this super high price tag, $45,000, $50,000, $60,000, $36,000 on the website, and then they would use product names, and people started saying that the product names were matching missing children.
Oh my God!
I don't know if any of this is true, but it is
just
true.
Too crazy to be true, but. When you see these patterns and you see them in Epstein files, I'm still not. And it is true, but it's worth looking into.
Right, but it is in the Epstein files that he did order a piece of furniture from Wayfair for Woody Allen that was like $26,000.
Yeah, and he was tracking it. Woody Allen was tracking it.
Yes.
And I've been on these billionaires. They have their assistants do all this. They don't make these calls and emails
and why would Epstein be following up with the Wayfair department, like you said, just said
Woody Allen was so excited about?
Yes, and they wrote this, thank you, it got here just in time, we really needed it. But you really needed what? See, and this is why, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's totally bizarre. And it also, as someone said to me, but if that's the case, why would they be doing this with Wayfair furniture? Wouldn't they do something more high-end? I said, because, and I'm not saying it's true, but if you were going to do this, you would have to do it in this way, because the people who shop at Wayfair will never buy a $26,000 cabinet.
Exactly.
They'll never buy a $36,000 metal folding.
All of a sudden it shows up with a kid. He's got a cabinet.
You're right.
Hey guys, want to introduce you to
creepiest
our
shit
sponsor,
ever!
Bill Publishing.
The
Angela
fuck?
Bill publishes books such as Culture of Critique by Dr. Kevin McDonald.
Subscribe to
From
Jay,
an interview
guys.
to my
This is
show.
fucking amazing.
He talks about the evolutionary strategy of the chosen people. So go to antelopehillpublishing.com and use promo code
Jake is
FIGHTBACK
talking
for
to the right
podcast
people.
And get a discount. That's antelopehillpublishing.com and promo code FIGHTBACK.
Hey guys, I'm demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support me and the podcast, go to fightbackpodcast.com and you can buy some cool merch, like the shirt I'm wearing now.
Bro, your shit cut out, dog. That's funny.
No, it seems too insane to be true, and I'm not even saying it is, but it's saying it's possibility, you know.
But the fact that it's in Epstein's emails is...
People don't really buy each other furniture as like birthday presents. Like, I don't know, billionaires aren't buying each other like furniture. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah.
Who buys a cabinet for any...
Woody Allen. Yeah, no, they don't. I've never known anyone to do that.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem normal to me.
No, it's not normal at all. It's totally bizarre. But
It's so weird. They're
in
off.
there.
No, it is. There's so much in Epstein files. I feel like they deliberately made it hard to go through. So it's been, like a week just going through them. There's just so much stuff, so many different directions. But there's definitely a lot of weird stuff. He's art. He's into that weird art with babies being killed. I think it's important we touch on the Pizzagate. If you haven't, most people watching this probably have seen Pizzagate, but if you haven't, go and Google search.
Super weird. I'm gonna get off for tonight, guys. If anybody's in here, I love you so much. God bless everybody. Hope you guys are having a great night.
Yeah, Tony Podesta.
See y'all next time.
Right. So look, Tony Podesta's art. Yeah.
John Podesta